Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. So yeah, so when you have a breach or a suspected breach, as the slide says, HHS expects you to actually have a procedure in place to evaluate these suspected breaches before. This means that you have you have your policy, you have your way that you're going to be investigating these, and these are the kinds of tools that you need to have. You have a breach analysis log or checklist. Now this is different than your risk assessment that you do when you're creating your entire plan. This is actually your analysis is what you do what you would do to evaluate what happened in that breach, where the information went, who accessed it, what was done wrong. And in that incident breach log, if it's under 500 records, then you're going to need to keep a log of those, and you'll be submitting those at the end of the year. We'll be talking more about that to HHS. If there are over 500 records, then you need to have the link to report to HHS. That's very important. At the time that you discover these, you have the clock is ticking. You have 60 days from the date of discovery to report that breach to HHS. And sooner, and that's also when you should have discovered what was happening or did discover what was happening. So that can get really tricky. So it's important that you report those breaches as soon as possible. You need to have a letter outlining what you're going to do. So you need to make sure that you have an action plan of how you're going to approach your patients, how you're going to notify them of what's happened and what's going forward. And then you need also a strategy to repair your reputation. And I know that this feels like, well, we're planning for the end, but when you talk to most hackers or you talk to most white hat hackers, what they say is that it's not if you're going to get breached, it's when you get breached. And so it's best to have these plans in place, know what you're going to do, and know with your compliance team what those actions are that you're going to take.